Welcome. Close your eyes now and let yourself settle into this moment. Tonight, you're going to witness something extraordinary, something that's been happening inside you every single day of your life, but that you've never consciously experienced. Tonight, you're going to listen to the secret conversation between your heart and brain, a conversation that never stops. A conversation that keeps you alive, keeps you balanced, keeps you whole right now. As you rest here, your heart is beating. You can probably feel it, that gentle rhythm in your chest. And your brain, that magnificent command center inside your skull, is listening. It's always listening. These two organs, your heart and your brain, are not separate. They're not working alone. They're talking to each other constantly, in a language older than words, in signals that travel at the speed of thought. Let's begin where this conversation starts. In the quiet darkness of your body, in the space between heartbeats. Your heart is not just a pump. It's not just a machine pushing blood through your veins. Your heart is intelligent. It has its own nervous system, its own network of neurons that think, that remember, that feel. Scientists call this the heart's intrinsic cardiac nervous system, but you can think of it as your heart's brain. A small but powerful network of 40,000 neurons right there in your chest, making decisions, processing information, sending messages upward to the brain in your skull. And right now, in this moment, your heart is speaking. With every beat, it's sending signals up through your vagus nerve, that long wandering pathway that connects your heart to your brain. These signals are electrical, they're chemical, they're rhythmic, and your brain is receiving every single one of them, interpreting them, responding to them. This is the conversation. This is the dialogue that never ends. Let's slow down and really listen. Let's feel what's happening. Your heart beats, and in that beat, it creates a wave of pressure that moves through your blood vessels, reaching every corner of your body. But before that wave even reaches your fingertips, before it reaches your toes, your brain already knows about it, because your heart told your brain it was coming. The message traveled up the vagus nerve in milliseconds, arriving in your brainstem in a region called the nucleus tractus solitarius. This is where your brain first hears your heart's voice, and what is your heart saying? It's saying, I'm here, I'm working, I'm strong, everything is okay. Your heart is reporting on the rhythm, the force, the timing of each beat, and your brain is listening carefully, taking in every detail, every nuance. Your brain is checking. Is the rhythm steady? Is the force appropriate? Is there enough oxygen in the blood? Is the body safe? Right now, because you're lying here peacefully, because you're relaxed and calm, your heart is beating slowly, perhaps 60 times per minute, perhaps even slower. And your brain is pleased with this. Your brain recognizes this slow, steady rhythm as a sign of safety, a sign of rest. And so your brain responds. It sends a message back down to your heart through that same vagus nerve, and it says, yes, good. You can keep this rhythm. You can stay calm. We are safe here. This back and forth happens continuously. Your heart speaks, your brain listens and responds. Your brain speaks, your heart listens and adjusts. It's a partnership, a collaboration. And right now, as you drift towards sleep, this conversation is becoming softer, slower, more peaceful. Both organs are agreeing. It's time to rest, but this conversation is not just about rhythm. It's not just about beats per minute. Your heart and brain are discussing much more than that. They're talking about emotions, about feelings, about the state of your inner world. Because your heart doesn't just respond to physical demands. Your heart responds to how you feel. When you're anxious, your heart knows. When you're joyful, your heart knows. When you're grieving or celebrating or falling in love, your heart knows. And it tells your brain. Scientists have discovered something fascinating. The signals your heart sends to your brain actually affect how your brain processes emotions. When your heart rhythm is smooth and coherent, when the intervals between beats form a regular, harmonious pattern, your brain interprets this as emotional stability. Your brain feels safe. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your emotional regulation improves. But when your heart rhythm is chaotic, when the intervals between beats are irregular and jagged, your brain interprets this as stress. Your thinking becomes scattered. Your emotions feel overwhelming. Right now, your heart rhythm is becoming more and more coherent, more and more harmonious, because you're letting go. You're releasing the tension of the day. And as your heart rhythm smooths out, as it finds its peaceful cadence, your brain is feeling that peace. Your brain is settling into calmness. The two organs are synchronizing. They're finding their shared rhythm. And in that synchronization, you find rest. Let's travel now into the physical pathways of this conversation. Let's follow the signals as they move through your body. We'll start in your heart, deep within the muscle of your heart, and a small cluster of cells called the sinoatrial node, an electrical impulse is born. This is your heart's natural pacemaker. Every second or so, these cells spontaneously generate an electrical charge. That charge spreads through the walls of your heart, causing the muscle to contract, creating a heartbeat. But before that contraction even finishes, sensory neurons embedded in your heart's walls detect it. They feel the stretch of the muscle, the change in pressure, the flow of blood. And immediately, these neurons send that information upward. The signals travel through nerve fibers bundled together, moving up through your chest, through your neck, entering your skull. They arrive in your brainstem within milliseconds. Your brain now knows that your heart just beat. In your brainstem, in that region called the nucleus tractus solitarius, specialized neurons receive these signals. They're listening for specific information. How strong was that heartbeat? How much did the blood pressure change? What's the interval between this beat and the last one? These neurons are incredibly sophisticated. They can detect variations in your heartbeat timing that are smaller than you could ever consciously notice. They're analyzing, processing, interpreting. And then these neurons pass the information upward. The signals travel to your hypothalamus, that master regulator deep in your brain that controls so much of your body's automatic functions. The hypothalamus takes the heart's message and integrates it with everything else it knows. What time is it? What's the body's temperature? What hormones are circulating? What's happening in the world outside? The hypothalamus gathers all this information and makes decisions right now. The hypothalamus is deciding that your body should prepare for sleep. It's late. You're lying down. Your heart is calm. The external world is quiet. And so the hypothalamus sends instructions. It tells your pineal gland to release more melatonin. It tells your body to lower its temperature slightly. It tells your heart to slow down just a bit more. And your heart listens. Your heart obeys. But here's where it gets truly beautiful. Your heart doesn't just receive orders from your brain. Your heart has a say. Remember those 40,000 neurons in your heart? They're not just sending messages up to your brain. They're also modulating, adjusting, fine-tuning. Your heart has a degree of autonomy. It can maintain its rhythm even if all the nerves connecting it to your brain were severed. Your heart has its own wisdom. And in moments like this, when you're calm and peaceful, your heart's wisdom shines through. Your heart knows how to rest. It knows the perfect rhythm for this moment. And it communicates that rhythm to your brain, not as a report, but as a suggestion, as a gentle influence. And your brain, in its wisdom, allows your heart to lead. Your brain trusts your heart, and in that trust, both organs find harmony. Let's go deeper into this trust. Let's understand what happens when your heart and brain are truly synchronized. There's a state that researchers call heart-brain coherence. It's a state where the rhythm of your heart and the rhythms of your brain waves align, where they resonate together like two instruments playing in perfect harmony. And when you're in this state, something remarkable happens. Your body functions more efficiently. Your immune system becomes stronger. Your hormones balance. Your digestion improves. Your mind becomes clearer, calmer, more present. Right now, as you lie here listening to these words, you're moving into coherence. Your heart is beating steadily, peacefully, and your brain waves are slowing down, shifting from the fast beta waves of waking thought to the slower alpha and theta waves of relaxation and light sleep. Your heart rhythm and your brain waves are finding each other. They're aligning. They're creating a symphony inside you, and in this symphony, there's a conductor. That conductor is your breath. Your breathing links your heart and brain together. When you breathe in, your heart speeds up slightly. When you breathe out, your heart slows down slightly. This is called respiratory sinus arrhythmia, and it's a sign of a healthy, flexible heart. Your breath is like a gentle hand, guiding your heart's rhythm, keeping it responsive, keeping it alive, and your brain is watching this dance between your breath and your heart. Your brain is monitoring every inhale, every exhale, every subtle change in heart rate. And as long as this dance is smooth and natural, as long as your breathing is easy and your heart is responsive, your brain feels safe. Your brain knows that everything is working as it should. And in that safety, your brain allows you to sleep dot, so let's honor your breath for a moment. Let's feel it. Notice how your chest rises and falls. Notice how the air moves through your nose, cool as it enters, warm as it leaves. Notice how your heart responds to each breath. On the inhale, just a bit faster. On the exhale, just a bit slower. This is your body's natural rhythm. This is the conversation between your lungs, your heart, and your brain. 3 organs working together, creating the foundation of your life. And now, let's explore the emotional dimension of this conversation. Because your heart and brain don't just discuss physical states, they discuss feelings. Your heart is, in many ways, the seat of your emotions. When you feel love, you feel it in your heart. When you feel fear, you feel it in your heart. When you feel joy or sorrow or longing, you feel it in your heart. These aren't just metaphors. These are real physiological experiences. When you experience an emotion, your brain's limbic system, particularly the structure called the amygdala, activates. The amygdala processes emotional information and sends signals throughout your body. Many of these signals go directly to your heart. The amygdala can tell your heart to speed up when you're frightened or excited. It can tell your heart to slow down when you're calm or content. Your emotions literally change your heartbeat, but here's what's fascinating. The reverse is also true. Your heartbeat changes your emotions. When your heart is beating rapidly and irregularly, your amygdala interprets this as a sign of danger, even if there's no real threat present. Your brain creates feelings of anxiety to match your heart's rhythm. But when your heart is beating slowly and steadily, your amygdala relaxes. Your brain creates feelings of safety and peace. Right now, your heart is telling your brain that you're safe. With every slow, steady beat, your heart is saying, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. We can rest now. And your amygdala is listening. Your amygdala is releasing its vigilance. The constant scanning for danger is fading. The tight grip of worry is loosening. Your emotional centers are settling into peace, guided by your heart's calm rhythm. There's a beautiful circuit that connects your heart and your emotional brain. It's called the heart amygdala circuit, and it's constantly active, constantly communicating. When this circuit is balanced, when the messages flowing between your heart and amygdala are coherent and harmonious, you feel emotionally stable. You feel resilient. You can face challenges without becoming overwhelmed. You can experience joy without anxiety lurking in the background. But when the circuit is disrupted, when the messages are chaotic or conflicting, emotional regulation becomes difficult. Anxiety rises. Stress accumulates. The world feels more threatening than it actually is. This is why practices like deep breathing and meditation are so powerful. They don't just calm your mind, they calm your heart. And when your heart is calm, it sends calming messages to your brain. It reassures your amygdala. It restores balance to the heart amygdala circuit. Tonight, as you sleep, this circuit is healing. Your heart and amygdala are finding their balance again. Whatever stress you carried today, whatever worries or fears or frustrations, your heart and brain are processing them, integrating them, releasing them. This is one of sleep's greatest gifts, the restoration of emotional balance through the quiet conversation between your heart and brain. Let's go even deeper now. Let's explore the chemical language your heart and brain speak. We've talked about electrical signals, about nerve impulses traveling up and down the vagus nerve. But your heart and brain also communicate through hormones, through chemical messengers released into your bloodstream. Your heart is an endocrine organ. It produces hormones. One of the most important is called atrial natriuretic peptide, or ANP. Your heart releases ANP when it senses that blood pressure is too high or that there's too much fluid in your system. AMP travels through your bloodstream to your kidneys, telling them to release more water and salt. It travels to your blood vessels, telling them to relax and widen. And it travels to your brain, particularly to your hypothalamus, influencing how your brain regulates fluid balance and blood pressure. But AMP does something else, something more subtle. It affects your emotional state. Research has shown that AMP has calming anti-anxiety effects. When your heart releases ANP, your brain feels more relaxed. Your stress response diminishes. It's as if your heart is sending your brain a chemical message of reassurance, saying, "I've got this. I'm managing the pressure. You can relax." Your brain, in turn, sends chemical messages to your heart. Through the bloodstream, your brain releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline when you're stressed, hormones that make your heart beat faster and stronger. But right now, in this peaceful state, those stress hormones are low. Instead, your brain is releasing hormones like oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and trust and love. Oxytocin doesn't just affect your relationships with others. It affects the relationship between your brain and heart. Oxytocin helps your vagus nerve function better, improving the communication between these two vital organs. So even at the chemical level, your heart and brain are in conversation. They're exchanging messages through the bloodstream, through hormones that travel slowly but powerfully, influencing mood, influencing function, influencing your entire state of being. And now, let's consider the vagus nerve more deeply. This is the primary pathway of communication between your heart and brain, and it's truly remarkable. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in your body. It originates in your brainstem and wanders down through your neck, your chest, your abdomen, connecting to your heart, your lungs, your digestive system. The word vagus means wandering, and this nerve certainly lives up to its name. But here's something surprising. About 80% of the fibers in your vagus nerve carry information from your body up to your brain. Only 20% carry information from your brain down to your body. This means your heart is sending 4 times as many messages to your brain as your brain is sending to your heart. Your heart is not just following orders. Your heart is informing, influencing, shaping what your brain thinks and feels. This changes how we understand the relationship between heart and brain. For a long time, we thought the brain was completely in charge, sending commands down to the heart. But now we know it's more of a dialogue, and in many ways, the heart has the louder voice. Your heart is constantly updating your brain about your internal state, and your brain is constantly adjusting its activity based on what your heart tells it. When your vagus nerve is functioning well, when the communication between heart and brain is strong and clear, you experience what's called high vagal tone. High vagal tone is associated with better emotional regulation, better stress resilience, better physical health. People with high vagal tone tend to feel calmer, more connected, more able to cope with life's challenges. They recover more quickly from stress. They sleep better. They even tend to be more compassionate and socially connected. And one of the best ways to improve your vagal tone is through practices that calm your heart. Deep, slow breathing, meditation, spending time in nature, connecting with loved ones, acts of kindness. All of these activities calm your heart. And when your heart is calm, it sends strong, coherent signals up the vagus nerve to your brain. It strengthens that vital communication pathway. It enhances the conversation between heart and brain. Right now, as you rest here, as you allow yourself to be still and peaceful, you're strengthening your vagal tone. You're improving the connection between your heart and brain. Every slow breath, every relaxed heartbeat, every moment of peace is making this conversation clearer, stronger, more harmonious. Let's imagine this conversation now, not as electrical signals or chemical messages, but as voices. If your heart could speak in words, what would it say to your brain right now? Perhaps it would say, "Thank you for letting me rest. Thank you for bringing us to this quiet place. I've worked so hard today, beating over 100,000 times, pumping thousands of gallons of blood. And now I can slow down. Now I can find my natural, easy rhythm. I feel safe. I feel cared for." And your brain might respond, "Thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for never stopping, never giving up, never failing me. I trust you completely. I know you'll keep beating through the night, keeping me alive, keeping everything flowing. And because I trust you, I can let go. I can stop worrying. I can sleep." And your heart might say, "I carry more than just blood. I carry your emotions, your feelings, your deepest experiences. Every moment of love I've felt, I remember. Every moment of fear, I remember. Every joy, every sorrow, I hold them all. And I'm processing them now, releasing what no longer serves us, keeping what helps us grow." And your brain might say, "I know. I feel what you carry." And together, we're making sense of it all. We're creating meaning from experience. We're learning, evolving, becoming wiser. And in this sleep, in this rest, we're integrating everything. We're becoming whole. This is the true nature of the conversation between your heart and brain. It's not just about physiology. It's about consciousness, about experience, about the integration of body and mind into a unified self. Your heart and brain are not separate entities. They're aspects of one being, you, and their conversation is your inner life, constantly unfolding, constantly creating who you are. There's a phenomenon called heart rate variability, or HRV, that reveals something profound about this conversation. HRV measures the variation in time between successive heartbeats. You might think a healthy heart beats like a metronome, perfectly regular, but actually the opposite is true. A healthy heart has variability. The interval between one beat and the next is always slightly different. Sometimes a bit longer, sometimes a bit shorter. This variability is a sign that your heart is responsive, flexible, alive. It's constantly adjusting to subtle changes in your breathing, your thoughts, your position, your environment. And this variability is directly controlled by your brain through the vagus nerve. When your brain needs your heart to speed up, it reduces vagal activity. When your brain wants your heart to slow down, it increases vagal activity. This constant, moment-to-moment adjustment creates variability. And here's what's remarkable. Higher heart rate variability is associated with better health, better emotional well-being, better cognitive function. It's a sign that your heart and brain are in good communication, that they're responsive to each other, that they're working together smoothly. Low heart rate variability, on the other hand, is associated with stress, with illness, with disconnection between heart and brain. Right now, as you relax deeply, as you breathe slowly and peacefully, your heart rate variability is increasing. Your heart is becoming more flexible, more responsive. The conversation between your heart and brain is becoming more nuanced, more sophisticated. They're dancing together, responding to each other's rhythms, creating a beautiful, complex pattern that is uniquely yours. And in this pattern, there's wisdom. Your heart rate variability reflects your resilience, your capacity to adapt, your ability to flow with life rather than resist it. When you're rigid, when you're holding on too tightly to control, your heart rate variability decreases. Your heart becomes more mechanical, less alive. But when you're flexible, when you're open to what is, your heart rate variability increases. Your heart becomes more organic, more responsive, more fully itself. Sleep is when this flexibility is restored. During the day, stress can rigidify your heart rhythm, reducing variability. But during sleep, especially during the deep restorative stages, your heart rate variability increases. Your heart remembers how to be flexible again. The conversation between heart and brain becomes fluid again. You wake up more resilient than you were when you fell asleep. Let's think about the evolutionary wisdom in this conversation. For millions of years, the survival of our ancestors depended on the coordination between heart and brain. The brain needed to know when danger was near, and the heart was often the first to detect it. A sudden sound, a shadowy movement, and the heart would respond instantly, speeding up, preparing the body for action. The heart would tell the brain, alert, something's happening, and the brain would become vigilant, focused, ready, but equally important was the ability to return to rest. After the danger passed, the heart needed to tell the brain, it's okay now. We're safe. We can relax. And the brain needed to trust that message, to release its vigilance, to allow the body to rest and recover. This trust between heart and brain was essential for survival. Animals that couldn't rest, that remained in constant alert, exhausted themselves. They couldn't survive. You carry this ancient wisdom in your body. Your heart and brain have been having this conversation for your entire evolutionary history. It's encoded in your nervous system, in the structure of your vagus nerve, and the neurons of your heart. This conversation kept your ancestors alive, and it keeps you alive now. And one of its most important functions is to guide you into rest, into sleep, into the restoration that makes tomorrow possible. So as you lie here now, recognize that you're not just falling asleep. You're participating in an ancient ritual. Your heart and brain are performing a dance that has been performed every night for millions of years. You're part of something vast, something timeless, and you're safe within it. Your body knows what to do. Your heart knows how to slow down. Your brain knows how to release control. All you have to do is allow it to happen. The conversation continues even after you've fallen asleep. Through the night, your heart and brain will move through different stages together. In light sleep, your heart rate becomes more stable, more regular. The conversation quiets down. Your heart is simply maintaining, and your brain is beginning to process the day's events. In deep sleep, your heart rate slows even further. This is when your body does its most intensive repair work. Your heart is giving your entire cardiovascular system a chance to rest and restore. Your brain is consolidating memories, clearing out metabolic waste, preparing for tomorrow. And then, about 90 minutes after you fall asleep, you'll enter REM sleep, the stage of vivid dreams. In REM sleep, the conversation between heart and brain becomes animated again. Your heart rate becomes more variable, responding to the emotions in your dreams. Your brain is highly active, creating the rich, strange, meaningful narratives of your dream life. And your heart is right there with it, beating faster during intense dream moments, slowing during peaceful ones. Even in dreams, your heart and brain are together, experiencing, processing, integrating, asterisk. This cycle repeats throughout the night. Light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Again and again. And with each cycle, the conversation between your heart and brain deepens. Healing happens. Integration happens. By morning, when you wake, you'll be different than you were tonight. More rested, yes, but also more balanced, more whole, because your heart and brain have spent the night in intimate conversation, resolving tensions, harmonizing rhythms, remembering how to work together perfectly, asterisk, and this conversation doesn't just sustain your body. It sustains your consciousness, your sense of self. Who you are is not just in your brain. It's not just in your thoughts, your memories, your decisions. Who you are is also in your heart, in the rhythm of your heartbeat, in the emotions you feel in your chest, in the visceral responses that guide your intuition. Your identity emerges from the conversation between heart and brain, from the integration of thinking and feeling, of analysis and emotion, of head and heart, asterisk, when these two are in conflict. When your brain is telling you one thing and your heart is feeling another, you experience inner turmoil. You feel divided, uncertain, lost. But when your heart and brain are in harmony, when they're agreeing, supporting each other, speaking the same language, you feel aligned. You feel clear. You know what's true for you. You can move forward with confidence. Asterisk, and sleep is when this alignment is restored. Whatever conflicts arose during the day, whatever moments when your head and heart disagreed, sleep gives them time to work it out, to find common ground, to remember that they're on the same team. They both want what's best for you. They're both trying to keep you safe, healthy, fulfilled. And when they work together, everything becomes easier. Asterisk, there's a quality of wisdom that emerges from a well-functioning heart-brain connection. It's not purely logical wisdom, the kind that comes from analysis and reasoning. And it's not purely emotional wisdom, the kind that comes from feeling and intuition. It's an integrated wisdom, a knowing that comes from the whole self. People describe this as listening to your heart, or trusting your gut, or following your inner guidance. What they're really describing is the wisdom that emerges when heart and brain are in dialogue. When both voices are heard and honored, asterisk, you have access to this wisdom. It's available to you always, but it becomes clearer when you're in a state like this, calm and peaceful when the conversation between heart and brain is unobstructed. This is why meditation is so valuable, why time in nature heals, why sleep is so essential. These experiences quiet the mental noise, calm the emotional turbulence, and allow the deep wisdom of heart-brain integration to emerge. Right now, in this peaceful state, you can ask yourself a question, not with words necessarily, but with intention. You can bring to mind something you've been wondering about, struggling with, trying to figure out. And then, instead of thinking about it, instead of analyzing it, you can simply feel into it. You can notice what your heart does when you hold this question. Does your heart feel lighter? Heavier? Does it speed up or slow down? Does your chest feel open or tight? Your heart is giving you information. It's telling you something that your analytical mind might not see. And if you listen, if you honor what your heart is saying, and then bring that information into dialogue with what your brain thinks, with what makes logical sense, you'll find a more complete answer. An answer that satisfies both your head and your heart. An answer that feels right in your whole body. Asterisk, this is the power of the conversation between heart and brain. It's not just about survival, about pumping blood and regulating breathing. It's about living fully, about making decisions that honor your whole self, about navigating life with both intelligence and compassion, both clarity and feeling. Asterisk, and now, as we move deeper into this night, as sleep begins to fully embrace you, let's simply rest in the awareness of this conversation. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to control anything. Your heart and brain are talking to each other right now, working together, taking care of you. They've been doing this since before you were born, since your tiny heart first started beating in your mother's womb, since your developing brain first began to wire itself together. Asterisk, this is one of the most intimate relationships you'll ever have. Your heart and brain together, creating your life. Every breath, every thought, every feeling, every moment of your existence emerges from their collaboration. And tonight, they're working together to give you rest, to restore you, to prepare you for tomorrow. Asterisk, so trust them. Trust your heart to beat. Trust your brain to watch over you. Trust the ancient conversation that flows between them. You are safe. You are whole. You are exactly where you need to be. Asterisk, the night is here to hold you. The darkness is here to give you cover. And within you, your heart and brain are speaking their eternal dialogue. The conversation that is your life. The conversation that will continue until your last breath. Faithful, constant, true. Asterisk, let yourself sink into this awareness. Let yourself feel the beating of your heart, slow and steady, peaceful and strong. Let yourself sense the quieting of your thoughts, the softening of your mind. Your heart and brain are finding their night rhythm together. They're settling into the pattern of sleep, the ancient, healing pattern that restores all things. There's nothing more you need to do. Nothing to figure out. Nothing to fix. Your body knows how to sleep. Your heart knows how to rest. Your brain knows how to let go. All the wisdom you need is already within you. In this conversation between heart and brain that never stops, that never fails you. Asterisk, so rest now. Rest deeply. Rest completely. Let the conversation continue without your conscious attention. Let your heart and brain do their work, their sacred work of keeping you alive, keeping you balanced, keeping you whole. And know that when you wake, you'll be renewed. Your heart and brain will have spent the night in intimate dialogue, resolving, healing, integrating. You'll wake up more yourself than you were tonight, more aligned, more whole, more ready for whatever comes. The conversation goes on, always, faithfully, Lovingly, your heart speaks. Your brain listens. Your brain speaks. Your heart listens. And in that listening, in that speaking, in that eternal dialogue, you are made and remade, moment by moment, heartbeat by heartbeat. Sleep now, just sleep. Your heart and brain are taking care of everything. You are safe. You are loved. You are home. Good night.